Oh, hey. You might be wondering why I'm not fishing, because the weather's great. Tell you what, I got stuff I need to do, but the Bama game comes on at 8. I gotta go get a hay wagon, stack what's left in that hay room, and if I can get all that done before the Bama game comes on, I got a couple other odds and ends, things I gotta do to get prepared, but we'll go tomorrow, I promise. I got a great spot. Looks like we might be able to get into some wipers. No, not windshield wipers. This kind of wiper. It's what happens when a striped bass and a white bass love each other very much. Although I think usually that happens in a lab. I think there were originally, I don't know, I'll do some research and I'll get back to you on a little bit of a voiceover as I do maybe like a time lapse of me stacking hay bales or something. And we'll actually figure out where wipers came from. So stick around for some fun facts. And also, you get to watch me being a manly man farm kid and doing all kinds of manual labor fun stuff. So, alright, let's see what kind of fun facts we can find about hybrid striped bass. Cross between a striped bass and a white bass. I already knew that. That's why they call them wipers. Most commercially available is a female white bass crossed with a male striper, colloquially called a hybrid. So unlike your tidal stripers, these are well adjusted to pond situations, unlike either of their parent species. They can tolerate ranging temperatures and low oxygen. So that's why a lot of people like stock them in ponds. Origins, here we go, are from the 1970s when the first hybrids were stocked in Cherokee Lake in Tennessee. They became known as Cherokee bass, but are more commonly called hybrid in the southeast or wipers in the Midwest. Stocked in dozens of large impoundments to control bait fish populations and provide sport for anglers. Distinguished from striped bass by broken rather than solid horizontal stripes on the body, with solid stripes more frequent above the lateral line and fewer interruptions posteriorly. Like white bass, wipers are a deep-bodied fish, but they grow larger than white bass. World record is 27.3 pounds, caught in Greer's Ferry Lake in Arkansas, 1997. Main diet includes shad, bluegill, sunfish, fathead minnows, and black and white crappie. Well, I expected that to take a whole lot longer. I figured I'd have to stack multiple wagons. I didn't even get half a wagon. I got a few that are, a string came loose, so I got to grab some extra hay twine, wrap them up, and then load them on here, but other than that, we might actually be able to get a lure done to take with us tomorrow. Wouldn't that be something? Good morning, everybody. Today is the day. We're going to see if we can't catch some hybrid striped bass. What y'all think of those fun facts? I know I learned a lot. I shouldn't say that because this is actually being recorded before I do the voiceover for fun facts, so I may have learned absolutely nothing. I'm sure I learned a couple new things, though. Anyway, first things first, I'm going to have a couple rods with me because we are going right below a dam. Pretty nice place to catch catfish. So before we go, we're going to make a stop off where we caught the bluegills last video. I've got a little tub of night crawlers. Actually, they're redworms. Don't ask me how they're still alive. I have no idea. Hardier than I would be, that's for sure. Anyway, so we're gonna go catch some little bluegills, drive out to the dam, and then we'll have a couple rods for catfish while we try and catch some hybrid striped bass. So I'm gonna finish my coffee, gotta drop Nana off at church, and then we will be on the road. See you guys out there. Alright guys, so we finally made it out here, and unfortunately the current is just ripping, even at 2.5 ounces. The sinkers that I've got as the baits, they're just not heavy enough to combat this current and keep the bait where I need it. So if we do decide to go target some catfish a little later, probably gonna have to move down away from the dam a little bit. But while we're here, let's go ahead and catch some wipers. I've got 3 different artificial setups rigged and ready to go. So first up, probably the most finesse, I've got a little fluke on a jig head. I'm hoping this will get bit plenty today. Also, got a 1/4 ounce silver spoon. These wipers are in here chasing shad, so hopefully I'm gonna try this first, I think. Just see if I can get a reaction bite, something will hit this, I hope. And then if all else fails, we've got a 3/8 ounce white chatterbait. This will be like my last resort if neither of the other 2 options work. So I'm gonna take the spoon, head down here, and we'll see if we can't get it done. Oh, come on. Dude, he smoked it. Dude. Give me one. Come here, buddy. Oh, what a tank! I didn't bring my pliers. Shit! Probably should have. There we go. My first wiper. Shout out to Mid-Ohio Fish On. You're the man. He told me about the spot. Go check him out. I'll leave a link to his channel down below. That is such a solid fish. Oh, that's awesome. Let's go get a slow-mo release. You guys are not gonna freaking believe what I just caught. I changed spots. I went to the Belleville Dam thinking I'd catch more wipers here. I wasn't even recording. I was just walking down along the bank, just trying to catch wiper. And then out of nowhere, this thing just clobbered my... Okay, got the hook out. Today has just been a day of one new species after another. Look at that tank of a freshwater drum. This is actually my first. And I guess he's probably about 8 pounds or so. Probably closer to 5. Hold on. Get my handy dandy scale here. First time I've ever gotten to use it. Oh, I was way off. He's like 2. According to this. According to this, he's 2 pounds. I don't know, he feels heavier than that to me, but maybe I'm just biased. Let's go ahead and get a release on this guy. There's something I've noticed about red drum and things like that, and Atlantic croakers, something that I haven't heard this guy do yet. I haven't heard this guy make his drumming sound. A fish of that size would make lots of very nice catfish bait, but I think I'm gonna let this guy go. Just gonna sit here and let him keep holding on to me until he feels strong enough that he wants to kick off. There he goes. Beautiful. Not the biggest fish in the world, but it's a start. I do believe that's here. I have any idea what that is. No, I just asked the guy down there. It is a skipjack. Great catfish bait, so we'll hang on to him. side. Open your mouth. Yep. It's a bit better one. About a pound and a half. Okay, let's get her back. Ah, that was weird. Feel him bite. It's a new species for me. My first sauger. Gnarly chompers. Get him back. Yeah.